Hey YouTube, it's Rob, streaming some of my red-white lockdown deck. I've retooled and revamped it, and I'm trying really hard to get it back up to competitive. The main weakness is blue, so if I'm not fighting blue, I should be okay. So it looks like white weenie slash, they call this hate bears, white hate bears, or white death and taxes. Yeah. My ley lines are totally useless in this matchup. But that's more the exception than the rule. Most of the time, they do something for you. So he's not gonna go ahead and. Oh, I didn't think you could level that thing up as an instant. No, you can't. That was silly of him. I mean, you can pump him up now. I don't know. Maybe he wants to, what is this called? Raise the alarm? Could be. Drop the pentad. Make sure you get the right land, because you never get to go back if you don't get the right land mana tapped. Made that mistake before. I like the pentad prism. I like it over Mind Stone. Not a ton over Mind Stone, but I do prefer it. It gives you possible 2 mana acceleration. Alright, so he's just making one fatty here. Well, it's a 2-2. I think I might just go ahead and, while it's a 2-2, you know, Pyroclasm it then, and then just later on I can Wrath of God, but he's committed kind of a lot into it now, so before it gets up over something I can handle, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do it now. Hero, yeah. The hero is less of a problem than you might think. So I have the lock in place now. I've got my ley line, I've got my bridge. And for him to do anything, he's got to remove one or the other. In this case, the ley line's not locking him, but the bridge certainly is hard locking him out of this game. I'll just go ahead and get my Johnny ticking up here. And I will actually cast the Ensnaring Bridge too. Oh, okay. Bother for that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, well, he just goes ahead and rage quits. Had a few of those so far. People do not like playing against it. This is an extremely... I mean, I make some annoying decks to play against, like decks that people do not want to play against, but of all the decks, this is not my best deck, but this is certainly my most frustrating deck to play against because of the nature of the lock. This is one of those locks. It's kind of like the Mindslaver lock, or you just cannot do anything. But in some ways, it's even more taunting than the Mindslaver lock, where you just sit there and watch somebody control your turns. In this one, it's like you have your turns, but you can't do anything. You can't burn their face. You can't swing with your critters. You have to destroy the lock. Um, Other than that, it's just like pissing into the wind, pretty much. You can't do anything. Um, and then meanwhile, you see those planeswalkers across the table building up, getting closer to their alts, and you just stand by helpless, playing an army of creatures that can't even attack. So there you go. That's mostly why I want to make this a little bit better and try and improve it so that it's as competitive as my other decks, which I feel are. I'm not going to go call them tier 1 decks, but I say they can compete with tier 1 decks. That's all I want. It doesn't have to be a tier 1 deck, it just has to be able to compete with those decks. My other decks can. I'd like to get this deck to that level. Again, it used to be there. But then blue tempo sort of swarmed the field for a long time, actually, over a year. So while that was going on, I kind of put this to bed because blue is the bane of this deck. But now blue is seriously hurting. Those tempo decks are running in fear of Jund and black-green based control board good stuff stacks that are everywhere. So blue is on the outs again. And anytime blue goes on the outs, white control can wreak havoc. So there you have it. There's the deck. Done with my preamble, post-amble, whatever you call it. Let me know what you guys think. See ya.